Hello everybody, I'm James Ho. I'm the Vice President of Operations at ZOOMPH, and today I want to talk to you about how our technology impacts the business side of sports. So we're in Indianapolis. I think we all know who this is, Caitlin Clark, star point guard for the Indiana Fever. And when you see her, you see this picture, you probably think about the impact she's making on the court, right? She's an incredible player, shoots half-court threes, amazing passes. But what we think about is the impact she has off the court. How does she impact marketability? How does she impact visibility for brands in the league and the sports, women's sports as a whole? That's what we think about here at ZOOMPH. So if you take a closer look at this photo, you're going to notice two things. And this is what really we pay attention to here at ZOOMPH. You see two jersey partners. You see Lily and Salesforce. And so you must think to yourself, okay, why do they invest? Why are their logos on the jersey? And you probably can say, okay, there's a lot of visibility for her. She generates a lot of views, engagement on TV, on social media. But then how do Salesforce and Lily justify the spend that they're making with the Indiana Fever or the WNBA at large or other sports properties that they might sponsor and partner with? That's the challenge that we solve here at ZOOMPH. So to give you a sense of some of the actual numbers and the way she's impacted the WNBA, Salesforce, and Lily, these are metrics that come directly from our software platform. So to start off, in the first half of the season, of all the nationally televised Indiana Fever games, they average 1.5 million viewers on a game that's on ESPN. That is up 3 times from WNBA viewership as a whole from last season. On draft night, if you look at the second image there, Salesforce received 11 million brand impressions just from the television broadcast and 2 or 3 social media posts where she's holding up her new jersey and you see a big Salesforce logo on the bottom. During the All-Star game, AT&T received over 8.4 million engagements on social media generated by Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark. And then if you look on the far right-hand side there, a new brand that's a partner of the WNBA this year is Skims. And they've already received 49 million engagements on social media and $1 million in advertising value from their first campaign with the WNBA. So what we really do is we think about sports as a platform for brands and advertisers to connect with fans, more so than just an entertainment product for us as consumers. So really our core is measuring that value of the sports platform for brands and advertisers. So what we do more specifically is partnership measurement, so looking at the value of, let's say, Oracle or Xfinity on broadcast and social media. We do asset performance, so we can look specifically at, hey, our logo's on a social media graphic on Twitter, the logo's on the car, it's in the stands or in the outfield. We also then can look at white space, so hey, we've got this empty space in our arena, on a jersey. We can analyze what that might be worth to a brand or an advertiser. And then the last thing we do is competitive benchmarking. So if you're Xfinity, you might need to know how AT&T or Verizon are paying for sponsorships. You might need to know where their logos are, what markets they're in. And for a brand like Oracle, you might need to know where someone like Salesforce is spending money versus where you're spending money. So who do we work with? What we like to say is we play referee on both sides of the aisle in the sports sponsorship space. We work with both the brands like the Warriors, the Flyers, Major League Baseball. We also work on the opposite end with brands like Ally and Xfinity and Dude Wipes. And what we do is we help them each provide third-party measurement on the value of each of the sponsorships. So that way the teams aren't checking their own homework and the brands have an internal way to justify their marketing and sponsorship spend. So how do we do it? The first thing we do is we look at broadcast media. So our technology is able to source broadcast media for any sporting event, hockey game, basketball game, challenger leagues like the NWSL or PLL. We then understand what does it cost to advertise in those different games and matches. And we then use AI models to help us detect the logos that appear. So if you look at this hockey image up at the top here, you've got Honda logos, Blue Cross Blue Shield logos. Our technology is able to tell us how big they are on screen, how clear they are, how long they're on screen for, and all those different factors, along with the advertising rate of a commercial in this game, allows us to determine the value of that specific sponsorship placement in a single game, as well as over the course of an entire season. The second medium where we track this is on social media. So we're able to collect social posts from any team, anywhere in the world, on Twitter, Facebook, Meta, TikTok, you name it, we collect it. We then understand the engagements these posts received, how many impressions they receive. So for those of you who aren't familiar, impressions are how many views a piece of content receives. And then using the same AI, we're able to track the different logo placements. You can see Nike on the shorts there, Rakuten on the jersey. In the previous example earlier, we saw Oracle on the corner of the graphic. We're able to track all those different placements with AI, understand how big they are in these given posts, and then assign an equivalent advertising value to those different placements. So really what we're able to do is provide a holistic picture on the two biggest mediums being TV and social media for all the sponsorship placements and exposure you get as an advertiser. And if you're a rights holder like the Warriors, you can provide reporting back to your partners on the impressions and the value that they receive from their long-term partnerships. So in closing, I have to kind of end by saying, one, we like to think that we change the way that people consume sports. So hopefully when you go watch TV later, let's say you watch the US Open, a Fever game I think is tomorrow night, you might start noticing more of the logos in the background, more so than you're paying attention to like the threes and the touchdowns, or even if you're watching something like Stranger Things or you're catching a rerun of Friends, you're gonna notice all the different logos and the product placements that are all intentional, right? So next time you ask yourself what you think those placements are worth, what do you think someone paid for us, or paid for those, we want you to think of us here at ZOOMPH, and thank you for your time.